Good morning. My name is Andrew Nelson. I'm the Randall C. Pape Chair in Entrepreneurship and Innovation and Associate Vice President for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the University of Oregon. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our third annual Innovation and Entrepreneurship Awards. These awards are an opportunity to recognize our many student entrepreneurs across campus and to highlight just some of the entrepreneurship and innovation activities in which we've engaged over the past year. I'd like to begin by reminding everyone of the long history of the University of Oregon in this space, stretching from the founding of Nike to our joining with MIT and Carnegie Mellon in the National Science Foundation in the 1970s to establish a novel program for commercializing academic research. Just 5 years ago, we launched the Phil and Penny Knight Campus for Accelerating Scientific Impact, a bold $1 billion initiative to fast-track scientific innovations into societal impact. And just last year, we launched a new Provost Innovation Initiative aimed at spreading our resources, curriculum, and programs to literally every corner of campus. All of this is evidence of our growing commitment to innovation and entrepreneurship at the university. One of the many people who has helped all of this happen is my colleague, Kate Harmon. She is Director of Cross-Campus Engagement for the Lundquist Center for Entrepreneurship. And it's my pleasure to hand things over to Kate.
My name is Kate Harmon, and I'm the Director of Cross-Campus Engagement for the Lundquist Center for Entrepreneurship. While this last year has been challenging for our students, our Duck entrepreneurs showed their resiliency by developing new ventures, competing in business competitions, as well as building their entrepreneurial mindset over the last year. One new initiative that we launched this last year challenged students to expand the UO Entrepreneurial ecosystem. The Provost Innovation Student Fellowship Program is a 7-month program that invited students from all backgrounds, from first-year students to PhD students, to work together in a cohort model and learn about entrepreneurial ecosystem building from senior leaders in the campus and in the community. These 12 cohort members, who you will all be hearing from shortly, studied the entrepreneurial ecosystem and developed their own unique projects that will expand the entrepreneurial ecosystem on campus next fall. We are excited about their creativity, their drive, and look forward to seeing their projects launch later this year. Thank you.
My name is Lauren Babcock. I'm a senior studying planning, public policy, and management. And I wanted to be a Provost Student Innovation Fellow to bridge the gap between the private and the public sector and expand entrepreneurial resources to nonprofit workers.
Hello, my name is Mitch Davey, and I'm a second-year master's student here at the UO studying music composition in the School of Music and Dance. I was super excited to be a part of this first cohort for the Provost Innovation Student Fellowship. I met some incredible students who are my peers in the cohort, and I've made some wonderful networking collaborations between both students at the university as well as faculty and staff throughout the university, and I'm super excited for what the future holds for this program as well as for the projects in this first year. Thank you so much.
I'm Chloe Cove, a third-year product design and environmental studies student here at the University of Oregon. I joined the Provost Innovation Fellowship to be with like-minded individuals to pursue change here at the university.
I'm Sam Lester, a first-year bioengineering PhD student at the Knight Campus for Accelerating Scientific Impact. Being new to Eugene, I joined the Innovation Fellowship to get introduced to the UO community. And with the pandemic, that made it a bit challenging. But what I found was an amazing wide range of people that are all here to make the most of the short time we have together. It's thanks to this fellowship and to this amazing cohort of unique individuals that I'm inspired to continue building this entrepreneurship ecosystem for Eugene and the university as a whole.
Hi, my name is Anjali Mishra. I'm a second-year student. I'm double majoring in poli-sci and sociology, and I decided to join this fellowship because I really believe in bringing an innovative approach to community service, and this fellowship is helping me do exactly that.
Hello, my name is Luke, and I was a member of Provost Innovation Fellowship this year. I came in as a freshman, and I am looking at pursuing a history and economics major. The reason I joined this great fellowship was so I could build some skills which I knew I could use for the rest of my life and meet people, because university was pretty quiet this year. Not a lot was happening. Campus was in a lot of ways dead. So I wanted to find a place where I could find community and I was able to find in the Provost Innovation Fellowship this year.
Hello, my name is Ethan Reif, and I'm a business administration student here in my junior year at the University of Oregon. I'm double concentrating in entrepreneurship and finance, and I'm minoring in computer information technology. I'm now a part of the Innovation Fellowship because I thought it would be a great opportunity to increase the entrepreneurial community and the ecosystem here at U of O. I've been familiar with the space as I got interested in it in my freshman year, and I really want to build it into a bigger and more robust community. And so, out of my passion for entrepreneurship that was sparked at an internship I had in high school, I am now ready and in a place where I can build that ecosystem that I sought after and learn from those around me. I'm really excited for the rest of this year, and thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, my name is Billy Jo Riesheim, and I am a rising 3L at Oregon Law. I served as the president of the Law of Intellectual Property Student Association, and I am also an active member on Oregon Law Review. I worked at the University of Oregon Innovation Partnership Services during my 1L summer, where I received an immersion in all things intellectual property. And that being said, that catalyzed my interest in that area. Hence, that led me to apply to the Provost Innovation Fellowship. And so during this fellowship, I have been tasked with creating a project, as you may know, and the cornerstone of my project is to amplify the intellectual property offerings at the law school to not only benefit law students, but undergraduate, graduate students that are interested in areas that touch on intellectual property. And by doing so, I would like to create a multi-aspect seminar for everyone so we could further modulate the entrepreneurial community at University of Oregon. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Candy. I am a non-traditional undergrad student in the Landscape Architecture program. I wanted to join the Innovation Fellowship because I wanted to connect with other students in entrepreneurship.
Hi, my name is Siddiki. I'm a junior here at the University of Oregon. I'm majoring in advertising and minoring in entrepreneurship. So I wanted to join the fellowship program here at the UO because I've always just been super passionate about entrepreneurship and business. And this felt like a great opportunity to work on community building and just really developing the business ecosystem here at UO. I've always felt like schools just haven't done enough to really harness that entrepreneurial spirit. And so it was great to see Oregon really take a big step this year with launching a number of initiatives, one of which was this fellowship program. It was so great to be a part of it, to work with people from these incredibly diverse backgrounds and majors and really just share ideas with one another, gain inspiration, collaborate. It was really rewarding and really special, and I'm excited to see what this program looks like in its fullest form 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I'm sure we're going to see many developed iterations, and I'm excited.
Hi, my name is Maya Tagwerker, and I'm a senior here at the University of Oregon. I study business administration with a focus in entrepreneurship, and I also attained a Spanish minor last term. And the reason why I chose to apply to the Provost Innovation Student Fellowship is basically because I wanted to learn more about entrepreneurship. And like others who are part of this program, I had no idea what an entrepreneurial ecosystem was. Through these last couple months, I've learned what it means to truly understand what it takes to make an entrepreneurial ecosystem sustainable and thriving.
I'm Jacqueline. I'm a freshman on campus, majoring in math and economics and minoring in comparative literature. And I joined the Provost Innovation Student Fellowship because I wanted to find a community of like-minded peers and make a positive impact on campus.
Hello. My name is Lauren Babcock. I am a senior studying planning, public policy, and management, and I am a Provost Student Innovation Fellow. My project is called Participate. Participate aims to build equity on campus by making civic engagement easy and increasing transparency in leadership and access to public information. Leadership bodies regularly make decisions on behalf of students, faculty, and staff regarding tuition, fees, campus resources, and more, but most people don't know these decisions are being made, much less how to participate in them. Participate will place digital displays across campus that show the schedules and agendas of leadership bodies, along with a website where people can learn about the organizations, their agenda topics, and most importantly, how to participate. As of today, Participate has a few exciting developments. The Center for Entrepreneurship approved funding to purchase a TV display and develop the website. The Herb Memorial Union has given approval to house the primary display in the EMU, and I am collaborating with the 3 p.m. department to establish a paid student position to run this long term. Participate is a passion project that brings entrepreneurial strategies into the public sector. Advertising civic information stems from the idea that this information should be as commonplace as a McDonald's advertisement. Our consumer responsibilities are incorporated into our physical infrastructure. Our civic responsibilities should be as well. Participate will allow students, faculty, and staff at the University of Oregon to build equity from the ground up, to engage diverse voices in decision-making, and to create an environment that ensures everyone has the resources needed to embody the entrepreneurial values of innovation, initiative, and accountability.
Hello, my name is Mitch Davey, and I'd like to share with you my project proposal for the UO Provost Innovation Student Fellowship 2021. The problem at hand I was trying to solve was one of engagement. My project seeks to increase engagement between students and faculty from the School of Music and Dance, my home school, with students, faculty, and community members from across colleges around the university. My proposed solution to do this was to foster interdisciplinary creative projects that promote the UO, its advancements, and the student and faculty achievements that are being carried out on our campus. And in doing so, this would bring together artists, scientists, engineers, designers, etc. on new art projects that would address the current issues facing our Oregon community. The initial project idea that I decided on was one called the Science Advancing Society Immersive Experience. As a former pre-med student myself, working in the field of science felt very close to home. So this proposed solution is an interactive environment open to the public that provides community members with hands-on visual, oral, and physical experiences into complex scientific advancements ongoing in the UO community. Projects are based upon the success of experiential marketing in commercial and retail settings prior to the onset of the COVID pandemic. And the data shows that consumers are willing to pay for these types of experiences, which will create a sustainable program that will be funded by avenues from outside of the university's revenue sources. Our immersive experience not only attracts the average Oregonian of all ages, but will also serve to educate the public in innovative, entertaining, and experiential way. The current stage of the project is in the planning and development phase. We generated widespread interest from faculty and students across the UO to be involved this past spring and fostered connections and strategic networking opportunities to help facilitate the first installation in the future. This project was unable to be fully initiated this spring for 2 large reasons, mainly the short-term rollout difficulties we faced due to the uncertainty surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, vaccination status, as well as the opening and safety guidelines related to coming back to campus, as well as the need for a large upfront investment in order to create the organizational structure, as well as pay for facilities and attract the top-level UO talent to the initiative. These were the 2 main struggles we faced, and we're hoping in the future to continue over the next year building this project with the goal of securing the funding and structure we need before I graduate in the spring of 2022. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to being involved with many of you in the future.
Hello, we are Chloe and Maya. We are part of the first cohort of the Provost Innovation Student Fellowship Program. For our project, we chose to address both the lack of diversity in the school's entrepreneurial ecosystem, as well as create more opportunities for sustainable innovation, which will aid in the university's diversity, innovation, and environmental academic initiatives. The lack of people of color, women, and other underrepresented communities at the university creates issues as well as highlight systemic problems that many communities have faced. We want to provide exposure and education for BIPOC youth to pursue and gain experience in environmentally sustainable innovation practices. To tackle these problems, the proposed solution we designed is to provide students with entrepreneurial opportunities through creating programs and an innovation hub to supply resources and support for these communities to innovate.
Now I'll touch on some of our goals. Like Chloe mentioned, an overarching goal for us is to simply increase opportunities for diverse students with the hub and the program, because unfortunately within the entrepreneur space there are opportunities that are just lacking. We want to establish a community and also build resources, and finally establish an entrepreneurial network and culture that will sustain those within the undergraduate level and also help those in their postgraduate career. Over the next couple months, we have a couple of initiatives that we want to do. We're going to distribute a survey so we can gather data to truly demonstrate the need for our program and hub. We will begin communication with alumni and community members such as the Chamber of Commerce about possible partnerships and participation through the hub and the program. And finally, we will do interviews to talk about finances, because our initiative is very large and we understand that the program is in its first year and there may not be enough funding for us initially. And I want to thank you for those who tuned in to pay attention to our presentation, and I hope we gave you enough information to understand what Chloe and I are working on. Thank you.
Sam and I came into this university this year to try and, as new students, and we're trying to create where we belong. And part of that is we identified two main channels for finding where students belong at the university. First, we found the UO event calendar, which has a couple hundred events a day, virtual and in person. But there's so many events that there's just not enough time for students to sort through all the events to figure out exactly what they want to do. And then we found the Engage platform run by the Associate Students at the University of Oregon, or ASUO. And this has all the different student clubs on it. And it was great in that they were all there, but most of them can't use it because it's such a complicated platform. You just don't get good communication with the clubs. And we saw similar results in our 200-person survey, which we did, where we got multiple responses that said pretty much exactly that it's just hard to figure out where a student fits in at the University of Oregon.
And that is why our solution is aimed to leverage time across the community. Well, we don't necessarily know what this looks like, but what we know is that to connect these channels in a more streamlined fashion is what this entire connection or connectome across the campus is going to require. But beautifully enough, out of the stakeholders that we've reached out to through this program, there's a group called the Transform IT, which are all about overhauling this technological ecosystem to make it more connected to the actual resources that the university is providing. And from the groups that we've talked to, what we've noticed is that they all need to come together to really point out how we get this map of what is the student experience, but more importantly, to create one that actually is for what the students deserve. And Luke is on the steering committee of the Transform IT group to actually begin this process across campus.
Hi, my name is Anjali Mishra, and today I'll be talking a little bit about my project. The area of interest I decided to focus on is innovative approaches to community service. So one thing I noticed is that the University of Oregon lacks a civic entrepreneurship network, which places students focusing on the social sciences and humanities at a disadvantage, because students in these areas that are interested in bringing innovative approaches to community services or community service lack the resources they need to take initiative. And another thing I've noticed is that most on-campus entrepreneurial resources are catered towards those in the business school. So I'm really trying to increase access of information so that students are able to pursue what they want in terms of innovative community service. So my proposal is a program called Side by Side, which aims to educate and inspire at-risk youth by providing them with tours of prisons such as OSP, and then bringing them to the University of Oregon to show them how they can meaningfully engage with campus resources and focus on creativity and entrepreneurship. So this is going to be a 2-day program with workshops for at-risk youth and mentorship by UO students. And it's also going to take an interdisciplinary approach to organizational management. So it's going to utilize the skills of a diverse group of majors in running the program. As of now, I have connected with former organizers of this program to make sure that I can really make it thrive this time. I've also worked on establishing a board of directors I've been reaching out to schools to connect with at-risk students and at-risk student groups. I've also been building a connection with different prisons to provide the tour of the prisons. I'm finding mentors from different majors for the students that are coming to campus, and I'm also working on the preliminary logistics of events.
Hello, my name is Ethan Reif, and I'm a student here at the University of Oregon. Over the past year, I've been involved in the Student Innovation Fellowship and have been tasked with the responsibility of finding a problem here in the entrepreneurial community and fixing it. And so I would like to start with the problem. The problem I found is that there's a lack of involvement in online spaces among UO entrepreneurs. I checked the Teams channel, and there's been pretty much zero engagement from students on entrepreneurial related events and things that are posted in that channel. And so I wanted to explain why this is a problem. This is a problem because it doesn't engage students enough by creating an active community where they can then receive information to go to in-person events. And so I created a channel that addresses this problem. The channel is addressing the problem by creating consistent information flow and actively encouraging students to engage with the content. We've reached about 50 students, but want to continue to push forward. We're hoping to reach about 100 students by the end of winter term 2021. We want to increase daily activity by two times, and we want to continue to add new interesting channels to the existing channel, such as a question board and success stories. So why does this matter? Again, without proper support and information channels with peer mentors, the creative output of entrepreneurs will continue to be limited to the few who have had prior experiences with it. We believe that building a community reduces the amount of friction for people to get interested in entrepreneurship. And I wanted to thank you. I know it may seem like a simple solution, but the answer to a better ecosystem is a strong community foundation. Evidence shows that this is lacking. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you in the Slack channel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Billy Jo Reesheim, and I am a rising 3L at Oregon Law. And today I'm here to talk to you about my project for the Provost Innovation Student Fellowship. I titled it Catalyzation of Intangible Awareness because intangibles relate to intellectual property, which is the cornerstone of my project. And one of my goals was to create awareness about this very important area of the law. So I'll start with a brief overview. So as many of you may know, intellectual property law it's a series of laws that come in the form of protections for trademarks, patents, copyrights, trade secrets. You can also throw a little bit of licensing in there as well. And so they're basically laws to protect and enforce the rights of creators and owners of inventions, writings, music, designs, and other works. And so why is this important? You can see that the concept of intellectual property is very broadly applicable, and it hits on things that are very important to everyday consumer protection, like authenticity, innovation, reliability, and it's a balancing of both public and private interests, because we have the public's interests in maintaining authenticity of goods, and then the private interest, of course, of businesses being able to protect their intangible properties. And so why is this relevant to entrepreneurship? Because sole ownership of intangible properties is important, because that's how you make money. And that's how innovation advances and continues to advance. So I'll talk about my project a little bit. So basically, my project is that I wanted to start small, and I wanted to create an event that is centered around educating people of many disciplines about the importance of intellectual property, like a lecture. And so the need inspired me because of my own experience advocating for a more robust IP program at Oregon Law, because it's so important. And so again, one challenge I had was narrowing this project. I had to start small because it's such a big idea. And so there were plenty of avenues that I could have taken, but I think starting small with like one event, like one seminar, one lecture, it'll allow for the most potential growth without too much of a risk. And so one cornerstone of this project was that I wanted to recruit a diverse participant pool, law students, graduate students, undergrads, people interested in entrepreneurship. And so we could have the diverse meeting of the minds and the diverse pool of attendees. And so again, like with this diverse pool of attendees, we would need to have curated content that's applicable to them and relevant to them. So one of the biggest things at the main campus is people interested in startups. And so one of my thoughts was curating content for these kinds of individuals that would be catering to their interests. And so another thing with a diverse participant pool, intersections of other disciplines, that's very important. It's important in innovation and important here because this is where things like startups form, like intersections of different disciplines. And so I guess all of these things coming together really, it just displays the importance of these intangibles and the intangible properties that come with IP. And so I'll talk about future directions more in another slide, but we're going to move on to short-term goals. So basically, I think the main goal here is to just educate people about IP. During my research, one overarching thing that I gathered was everyone was basically in agreement that UO could use more of an IP focus. And so again, we have the interdepartmental mingling. And like I said, that's where a lot of startups form and innovation is flourishing here. And so we have the diverse, different minds meeting here. And that's how you get the new ideas. And that's how innovation continues to advance. However, okay, so third short-term goal, heightened interest among individuals with a propensity for entrepreneurship. And so one thing I noticed during my project was that there were so many people at the main campus that are so interested in entrepreneurship, innovation, startups, et cetera. And so these people are going to be inherently working with intellectual property in their careers. Why not educate them? Why not give them that immersion that will help them in their future? So we're moving on to long-term goals. And so heightened enrollment of IP law students. So we already have a 3+3 program at the University of Oregon, where we kind of encourage people that were already going to UO to attend UO Law School. So I take this idea and I'm like, why can't we make something more IP centered? Because we have all these entrepreneurs and I'm sure some of them might be interested in going to law school. Not sure, we'll see why it's a long-term goal. Another long-term goal is more opportunities for IP immersion and experiential learning for all. So this is another thing that I noticed that is somewhat lacking at the law school is just experiential opportunities for people interested in IP. And so if we get these people and, we get faculty spinouts coming out of IPS, we could create externships for interested law students. We could even do something, maybe revive, I think it was RAIN, but moving on. So another long-term goal, fostering the connection between the Entrepreneurship Center and the law school. So being a law student, I've noticed that the law school is seemingly very isolated from the main campus. And I think that connecting these like-minded individuals would benefit everyone and create new ideas, and innovation. And so my last long-term goal is an increased intellectual property presence for growing Oregon business sector and startups in Oregon. So I think that Oregon is basically a ripe state for innovation. We have plenty of, people who have the propensity for innovation and entrepreneurship. We just need that push. And so again, I think starting small, and this is very small, it could be that little push that gets it going. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to my project and have a great day.
Creative Communications Project Proposal. This project is focused on exploring communication strategies and interdisciplinary collaborations. Strategies for communication are constantly evolving. As an entrepreneur, I think you really feel the importance of developing a message that connects with a wide audience. Messaging for early stage projects can be extremely impactful, and no matter what industry you come from, you can benefit from learning how others communicate. All across campus, we work in different modes of expression. Through my research, I identified a key opportunity to strengthen the network between student groups who are interested in learning how to better connect with an audience. Continuing to grow as an innovation ecosystem means we must weave together our work and overlap our forms of communication to be truly dynamic in our reach. How are communication strategies being explored across campus? At the university, different groups focus on niche areas of messaging and storytelling, but there's a need to strengthen the bonds between these groups. Students would explore creative ways to promote research, business, programs, or any other project. Students are already engaging with innovative networking, but I believe that redefining our boundaries for connecting with each other is vital to becoming more inclusive in our work and impactful with our innovations. This project would benefit groups across campus and provide space for imaginative communication strategies to be explored. I encourage anyone with interest in my project to reach out, and I thank you for your time today.
Hi, my name is Siddiki. I'm a student here at the University of Oregon, majoring in advertising and minoring in entrepreneurship. I got to be part of the Provost Student Fellowship Program this year, which was an incredible honor, getting to work on these projects to expand the entrepreneurial ecosystem here at the University of Oregon. And so I wanted to talk about my project, which was a speaker series done virtually. Obviously, during COVID, a lot of the pre-existing notions that we had about how to do business or how to host these events was completely disrupted. And out of necessity, we moved online and we came up with entirely new methodologies of doing tasks that were previously uninterrupted for the longest time. And I kind of had wanted to do a speaker series, something more traditional. I had experience in that space with planning events and I guess hosting individuals. But I kind of thought to myself, this whole disruption might actually be a good thing because it might give me the freedom and the ability to explore an idea that I never got to explore before. And so the question I kind of posed and the ethos behind the project was, can big corporations, schools, institutions be flexible and nimble enough to adapt new technologies that come along? And so what we did was we tested a traditional speaker series, but in a completely new methodology, completely new way, using a live broadcasting / podcast network app called Clubhouse, which is like this new social media site. It's essentially a combination of LinkedIn, your traditional podcasting app, and a Zoom all in one. And the idea wasn't for the next 10 years, let's introduce this initiative to host events on Clubhouse, but rather, as I said earlier, can we adapt the latest and greatest technology at a quick pace in hopes of just establishing ourselves as trendsetters, as people who are willing to adapt quickly. And I felt like we were able to do that. We hosted 2 events that went incredibly well. And we were just able to be a first in this space. And the idea in the future isn't, again, to be on one platform, but rather how can we maintain that flexibility, regardless of how big a school or company may be, to adapt to new technologies immediately.
Although UO's Entrepreneurship Campus Network is rich and thriving in many ways, over the course of the program, I noticed 3 needs in the campus ecosystem. The first was that of the need for societal impact, translating the university resources and brainpower to connect the college with the local community and improve town-gown relations. The need for interdisciplinary collaboration, connecting the work and students of UO's many schools ranging from the SOJC to the Business and Liberal Arts College with interaction and collaboration. And the third was the need for hands-on entrepreneurship. Although UO has a vibrant community of entrepreneurship minors and also students founders, there's no middle ground in between for students interested in practicing entrepreneurship, but that don't have the time, experience, or confidence to start their own company. Because of these 3 needs, we created a project solution, being that of a student-run vending machine social enterprise that would sell products from local vendors and reinvest the profits back into the Eugene community. The students would carry out the bulk of business functions, such as running marketing campaigns and balancing Excel financials, and among other things. This would tangibly address the needs in 3 ways. As a student-run business, it would give students opportunities for hands-on entrepreneurship, exploration, and leadership. And it would also foster interdisciplinary collaborations with their marketing campaigns, sustainability programs, etc. And it would also improve town-gown partnerships, working alongside small businesses by selling their products and reinvesting with NGOs. The project timeline was as followed. By the end of June, we would purchase the vending machine and purchase all necessary products. Throughout the summer, finalize Eugene local business partnerships, and then in the fall, build a governance system so that by the winter, it would be ready to launch.
At this point, I want to turn to highlighting some of the developments in our graduate education programs. Our MBA specialization in innovation and entrepreneurship continues to garner national and international attention. The Princeton Review rated it in the top 50 programs worldwide, specifically ranking it number 33 among all programs and number 17 among public business schools in the United States. At the same time, the Oregon MBA also earned recognition as a top 50 pick by Poets and Quants in cooperation with Inc. magazine. This external recognition is a testament to our talented faculty, staff, and students who are committed to our mission every day through their actions. Building upon this momentum, I'm excited to announce that next year, all graduate students across the entire University of Oregon will have access to our entrepreneurship curriculum. We are introducing both a revised specialization as well as a new certificate open to anyone, even outside the university, with interest in accessing our curriculum and resources. I'd now like to turn things over to my colleague, Nathan Lilligard, who will highlight some of the graduate activities from this past year.
Renewing a project that had been part of the Lundquist College since 2014, a team of student researchers compiled the 2020 Oregon Capital Scan as the fourth biennial report on capital flows in the state of Oregon. The 2020 Capital Scan was especially important as a tool for measuring the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the CARES Act on capital flows. The Paycheck Protection Program resulted in over $8 billion of capital flowing to businesses in every corner of the state. While the long-term effects of that funding are not yet clear, it is true that such a massive amount of capital influx will have a long-term impact on Oregon businesses in the future. Some key insights from the 2020 Oregon Capital Scan. Oregon had been experiencing a strong run of venture capital investment in the 2018 and 19 timeframe. While equity investing logically slowed down in 2020, Oregon still remained higher than our 5-year running average of venture capital activity. Oregon's banks and credit unions are strong supporters of business, with increasing activity across the state and credit unions playing a key role in the business funding landscape in regions outside of the Portland metro area. State and local business support programs continue to have a positive impact in their communities and offer alternatives in places where business lending is hard to find. The overall activity of commercialization grants from the federal government declined marginally but remained in line with the U.S. federal research spending in the state of Oregon. These conclusions and more data can be explored at the Lundquist College website for the Oregon Capital Scan. Simply search Oregon Capital Scan in your search engine and read our report and watch a summary video there. Now let's look at some highlights from the 2021 Oregon New Venture Championship. After canceling our event in 2020 very abruptly in March of last year, we were excited to host our 30th ever competition this year in 2021. It was, of course, a virtual competition, which actually worked really well for us. It opened up more applicants from across the world, a grand total of 75, with this year seeing applicants from Africa, Central Asia, South America, and Europe, in addition to the usual wide array of top-notch schools that we get from the US and Canada and Asia applying. The event took place over 3 weeks, with teams recording their semifinal rounds in the last week of March and everything being broadcast to the world via the internet in mid-April. It's now archived for posterity for everyone to see on the Lundquist College YouTube channel. In the end, it was a hard-fought event, and our winners were from Thammasat University in Bangkok, Thailand, a non-dairy ice cream venture called Molly Ali. The second runner-up was Lyra, a lip-reading automation software solution from the University of North Carolina. And our two other finalists were BioSeal XE from Oklahoma State University and Leap Snacks from UCLA. We had a fantastic competition. Also in 2021, we expanded the focus of sustainability at our New Venture Championship with the Bank of America Sustainability Round. In this round, teams were required to present the social and environmental sustainability components of their ventures. Judges evaluated each team on their venture's potential positive impact and viability to launch and grow. The first place winner from Sasin School of Management in Bangkok, Thailand was Renew Innovations, an innovation in the cardboard packaging world. The second place goes to Uniphage from Yale National University of Singapore College, Singapore. And our runners-up in the Bank of America Sustainability Round were EcoDaba Packaging from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and Transfoam from the University of Virginia. Congratulations to all our participants and our winners in the 2021 Oregon New Venture Championship. And lastly, we wanted to take the opportunity to highlight some of the entrepreneurial efforts of the Oregon Executive MBA program this year, as they held their second annual Ducks Disrupt Innovation Bootcamp earlier this year. This year it was focused on identifying solutions to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ducks Disrupt Silver Linings Pitch Book saw over 50 graduate students competing over 2 weekends with dozens of Portland-based alumni and friends offering support through mentorship and evaluation. Congratulations to the first place team in this year's Ducks Disrupt event, SmartDoc, who created an app to help train dental office staff to respond to patient emergencies. We're excited to watch their progress and the progress of all the other participants in the coming months and years. Thank you to the Executive MBA for making those events happen.
I often describe our Lundquist Center for Entrepreneurship as having the equivalent of 3 legs of a stool: research, teaching, and outreach. And I think you already have a sense of how these 3 legs play together and make one another stronger. I'd like to take a chance to highlight just a few more activities in each of these areas. To begin with research, we are so fortunate to have a talented core of faculty developing cutting-edge research in the areas of entrepreneurship and innovation. But it's not enough just to conduct research. They're also actively engaged in getting this research out into the world. This past year, we hosted our inaugural Research Slam, an event where faculty from across the College of Business pitched their ideas in the form of a 3-minute Research Slam pitch to students who in turn served as the judges for these faculty. This event and many others serve as a way for our faculty to engage others, including non-experts, in the meaning and the impact of their research. As another example, we introduced new translational research grants, whereby faculty receive the resources and support to take academic research articles and turn them into pieces that appear in media publications or into teaching case studies. In terms of outreach, I'd also like to highlight our new startup coach role. Joe Marushak, a successful local entrepreneur, has met regularly with some of our most promising students, helping them to craft plans to move their ventures forward and leveraging his own network to enable their great success. In all of these roles, we are so fortunate to have a unified center that brings together these 3 activities of research, teaching, and outreach.
Highlighting our student competition award winners and participants, our Spark Grant recipients, and our Provost Innovation Student Fellows funded projects. Our UO Elevator Pitch competition took place in the fall of 2020. First place went to Tyler Purvis. Second place, Alden Schatz and Mia Lopez. Third place, Isabel Roberts. Our finalists included Julia Butts, Benjamin Dang, Emily Ma, Ong Nguyen, Norina McLeave, Darina Srivanneesan, and Suhail Siddiki. Our Provost Innovation Challenge competition took place in the winter of 2021. First place in the overall $5,000 award went to Gene Gazer Inc., founded by Daniel Freed. Second place, Team Waddle, founded by Alden Schatz, Mia Lopez, and Ethan Reif. Third place winner, Pocketbook, founded by Josh Mayers and Alvante Thompson. And fourth place went to Bareface, founded by Benjamin Dang, Malaya Cansdale, Riley Waugh, and Judy Lamb. This year's Spark Grant Award recipients included Daniel Adrani, Jessica T. Brown, Benjamin Dang, Cy Coleman, Alex Drews, Emily Kenyon, Mia Lopez, Nolan Mayfield, Finn Angelina Milford, Sam Mulheim, Oscar Navas Ruano, Angela Pelkey, Ethan Reif, Alden Schatz, Darina Shrivenisan. External business competition participants included Daniel Freed and Sam West, founders Gene Gazer Inc., semifinalists in the 2021 Oregon New Venture Championship. Team Waddle, founded by Mia Lopez, Alden Schatz, and Ethan Reif, semifinalists for the 2021 Smith College Draper Competition. This year's funded Provost Innovation Student Fellowship Awards go to Lauren Babcock for Participate Initiative, Anjali Mishra for At-Risk Youth Mentorship Program, Billy Joe Reisham, Intellectual Property Curricular Initiative, and Jacqueline Zong for Social Enterprise Vending Machine.
The Paul Anthony Toriano Rainmaker Awards are due to the generosity of UO alum Paul Anthony Toriano. They provide $5,000 for up to 5 student startups each year, and they reflect Paul Anthony Toriano's own experience as a student entrepreneur when he received $5,000 to launch his music licensing company, Rumblefish. Over the history of the Rainmaker program, 25 student startups have received these $5,000 grants, 10 of which are still in business. And collectively, these companies have raised more than $2 million in follow-on funding.
This year's Paul Anthony Toriano Rainmaker Awards go to Gene Gazer Inc., Daniel Freed, and Sam West. Gene Gazer Inc., developing novel methods to deliver precision prenatal supplementation during pregnancy. Pocketbook, Alvante Thompson and Joshua Mayers. Pocketbook, a digital payment and transaction safe wallet. Waddle Meal Plan LLC. Alden Schatz, Mia Lopez, and Ethan Reif. Waddle Meal Plan, helping college students manage their food finances. Comp MC Minecraft Esports. Jeremy Lavagnino. Comp MC, competitive Minecraft esports tournaments. Aurelia Glass. Ari Crowhart. Aurelia Glass, functional handmade glassware.
And now we've finally come to the fun part of our program, the announcement of our awards. Despite the challenging environment of this past year, our students have remained ever entrepreneurial, and you're going to hear many of those accomplishments highlighted over the course of these awards. In addition to the student awards, however, I'd like to take the opportunity to highlight one other person. This is a person who has elevated our cross-campus ecosystem through a truly novel program. The Oregon Incubator program allows UO students to obtain the UO trademark and to pursue selling merchandise in the UO Duck Store, helping them navigate the challenges of how to obtain a product and how to navigate the supply chain. Multiple students have found success by getting their first sale through the Duck Store and its remarkable program. It's my pleasure to announce that this year's Campus Partner Award goes to Brian Wright, Chief Merchandising Officer of the UO Duck Store and Director of the Oregon Incubator Program, which supports student innovation. Thank you so much, Brian, for your continued contributions to our ecosystem. And now, let's hear from this year's Student Award recipients.
Highlighting our Student Entrepreneurship Awards and our Campus Innovator Partner of the Year Award. New Venture of the Year Award goes to Waddle Meal Plan LLC. Alden Schatz, Mia Lopez, and Ethan Reif. Waddle Meal Plan, helping college students manage their food finances. Freelancer of the Year Award goes to The College Hustle. Nolan Mayfield. The College Hustle, a YouTube channel dedicated to helping students graduate debt-free using side hustles. Sustainability Award of the Year goes to Barefaced. Benjamin Dang, Malaya Cansdale, Riley Waugh, and Judy Lamb. Barefaced, a sustainable skincare brand. Best Consumer Product Award goes to Pocketbook. Alvante Thompson and Joshua Mayers. Pocketbook, a digital payment and transaction safe wallet. Best E-commerce Award of the Year goes to Physican. Oscar Navas Ruano. Physican, a customizable fitness apparel brand for everyone. Best Nonprofit Award goes to Roots and Soil Studios. Jessica T. Brown. Roots and Soil Studios, reimagining environmentalism through art and education. Social Impact Award goes to Sauce by Soy. Sawyer Medlin. Sauce by Soy, an upcycled fashion handmade with love and sustainability. Influencer of the Year, Honest Avocado. Emily Kenyon. Honest Avocado, a health and wellness lifestyle resource center. Founder of the Year, Daniel Freed of Gene Gazer Inc. Daniel Freed. Gene Gazer Inc., developing novel methods to deliver precision prenatal supplementation during pregnancy. Startup of the Year, Studio Skosh. Mila Penrith, Tyler Wilkinson, Elliot Huda, Peter Van Leeft, Robbie King, Rob Austin, Brady Merkel, Alyssa Gary. Studio Skosh, a product design studio dedicated to quality, durability, craft, and process. Lundquist College of Business Outstanding Entrepreneurship Concentration Award goes to Zoe Stanley. Zoe Stanley, double majoring in entrepreneurship and marketing. And our Campus Innovator Partner of the Year award goes to Brian Thomas Wright. Brian Thomas Wright, Chief Merchandising Officer of the UO Duck Store, for developing and leading the Oregon Incubator program.
As we close this year's program, I want to take this opportunity to thank our extensive volunteer mentor network, who have collectively given literally hundreds of hours to working with our students, sharing of their expertise in order to help student entrepreneurs learn from their own experience. Our students would not be where they are today without the continuous dedication and support of these mentors. Thank you.
Thank you to the following individuals who tirelessly volunteered their time and resources over the last year to making our Ducks stronger entrepreneurs. Our mentors and guest speakers over the last year included the following individuals: our undergraduate senior capstone class partners included the following individuals and companies: our elevator pitch and Provost Innovation Challenge competition judges included the following individuals: and our new venture championship judges included the following individuals: We thank you for your service and look forward to working with you in the year ahead.
And that concludes our third annual UO Entrepreneurship Awards. I hope that after you've seen this, you are as excited about the future and as excited about UO innovation and entrepreneurship as I and all of my colleagues are. I know that I, for one, can't wait to see what these students and the many who follow in their footsteps accomplish in the years to come.